to the program on tonight. Black Christians around the world should be outraged at MAGA racist Republican Trump supporter Pastor Rod Parsley and his daughter recently berated their black church members because they support Kamala Harris over Donald Trump to become president of the United States. Parsley, who is an ardent Trump supporter and also one of the main people who criticized black people for their protest when George Floyd was murdered by Derek Chauvin. And you can go back in time and you can look at his spirited, bitter words that he spoke to black people because we dare to protest the senseless murder of George Floyd. Recently, he and his daughter decided to tell the black church members that they were going to go to hell if they decided not to vote the way he wanted them to vote. Check this out.
That have been here for 20 plus years come and say that they're thinking about going somewhere else because they no longer agree with pastors' politics. When did politics have anything to do with the kingdom? I didn't think we were a part of this world. I didn't think that political persuasion and what side of the aisle you find yourself on mattered when it came to what God said.
First of all, none of y'all know what my politics are. Not one of you. God put me out here to stand in the middle between the left and the right and call you both out. Because you're both wrong. You're both racist.
And that's the problem, is that everybody's loyal to leadership until they tell you something you don't want to hear. Everybody's loyal to leadership till they tell you something you don't want to hear. You get in your feelings. Reproof is not a reproach to the righteous. I'm going to say that again. I'm going to quote my pastor.
Everybody write it down. PRP quote, wait. PRP quote, write it down, put it in your phone, record it, do whatever you need to do, and get out y'all's feelings. Your feelings will take you to hell. Shout, I'm coming out of my feelings.
I'm coming out of my feelings.
Coming out of my feelings. It's about
you came and you ate and you left your dung and you've done nothing to reinvest in the vision. You're a reprobate.
You better talk to those preachers out there.
The Bible calls you a reprobate.
Prophesy, prophet.
That means you've been turned over. When you're disobedient to what God tells you to do, especially in the realm of finances, you reap a curse upon yourself. And for those of you that have been a part of this ministry, I'm just going to talk prophetically here. You've been a part of this ministry. You've watched your family get saved. You've watched your family be healed. You've received personal miracles in your own body, in your family, and your finances. And you've left this place because you got in your feelings. You got your feelings hurt.
Pause right here. So they're pissed off with black people who are leaving their church by the groves because they stopped giving money to this racist, bigoted Republican preacher. They're pissed off because black people decided to support Kamala Harris over racist, bigoted KKK supporting Donald Trump. They're pissed off because they made their living off the backs of black people and black preachers that they paraded and they pimped their congregation for decades. And he has a nerve to call his white racist daughter a prophetess. Yes, I said it. They're both racist. And Rod Parsley, it's a damn disgrace that this man continues to berate the black people who are a part of his church. My question to you black folk are, why are you still sitting in a church dominated by a white, racist, bigoted Republican who keeps damning you all to hell, keeps pimping you for your money, keeps trashing your people, trashing your heritage, and telling you that you're going to go to hell if you don't give money to his church, if you don't give money to his ministry, if you all don't continue to support their lifestyle. For centuries and for decades, these white preachers have pimped used, abused black people. It is time for a mass exodus of our black brothers to come out of these white churches that are dominated by their white families. Their boards consist of all whiteness. It is a white-owned structure, an infrastructure that they have created and maintained. Not one of you black people, with the exception of singing music and playing musical instruments, have any authority whatsoever in any of these white ministries. I don't care if you all don't like it. It's a stipulated fact. Black folk have a right to support Kamala Harris if they choose to. These are the same white, segregated, bigot, racist Republicans who put Trump in office to begin with. We know your politics, Rod Parsley. You're a racist. We know your politics, Rod Parsley. You're a Republican. We know that you are secretly still supporting Donald Trump. And black people don't have to sit there and take your mess. This ain't 1492. This is not slavery. This is not Jim Crow. This is not politics. Our people don't have to sit in your church and be insulted day after day like you are the white slave owner and they are the Negro slaves entitled to living on your plantation church. Yes, I said it. And I don't care if you black folk who love these white preachers get upset. Build our own institutions. Take black economic empowerment and stop supporting these people and invest in your own community. Invest in your own posterity. Invest in your own businesses. Start rising up in mass exodus. Come out of these white-owned, dominated churches. See, the problem is they think that you are their property. They think they own you. And they think that they are the gateway into the kingdom of heaven. You must be out of your damn mind, Rod Parsley. You and your sick, racist daughter. Yeah, Bowman said it.
If I left this place every time I got my feelings hurt, honey, I would have left when I was 3 years old. Grow up. Grow up. You're immature. You're immature and you're a reprobate. And you sow discord and dissension and then expect to reap the blessing of God. That's not how this works. We've had more people in positions of leadership that have been here for 20 plus years come and say that they're thinking about going somewhere else because they no longer agree with pastors' politics. When did politics have?
Isn't that what you white folk did with the late apostle, past Dr. Frederick Casey Price of Los Angeles, California, when he taught on race, religion, and racism? Didn't you all rise up in mass and condemn him? Didn't you all rise up in mass and judge the black mega pastor for teaching race, religion, and racism and exposing the racism within the white church? You all detested and loathed and hated Apostle Price for teaching that series, race, religion, and racism, because he exposed your behinds. And he told it the way that it was supposed to be. Get the books. Get the series. Study them for yourselves. We ain't taking your white crap anymore. Black people are not going to bow down to you white folk in the white church where slavery was incepted and taught from the pulpit. This is not the 1940s or 50s or 60s. And we're not going back. Whether you like it or not, this is a brand new day with independent black voices that are rising up around the nation. And if those black members in your church don't want to support Donald Trump, then you don't have the right to tell them they're going to hell because they don't support him. You better make sure you don't go to hell with your white, racist, segregated, bigoted self. You and your entire family.
Anything to do with the kingdom. I didn't think we were a part of this world. I didn't think that political persuasion and what side of the aisle you find yourself on mattered when it came to what God said.
First of all,
you mean what your father said?
Politics are.
Yeah, we do.
Not one of you.
You're racist.
God put me out here to stand in the middle.
You put yourself
between
out
the
there.
left and the right and call you both out. Because you're both wrong. You're both racist.
And that's the problem, is that everybody's loyal to leadership until they tell you something you don't want to hear. Everybody's loyal to leadership till they tell you. And look, if this makes you get in your feelings, seeing you every day, no. The answer is no. But I know I'm called, so I do it anyhow.
Some of them just come. Some of us are called. I said, some of y'all just come. Some of us are called. Some of y'all just come. All of us should be called.
So I'm gonna go. And look, if this makes you uncomfortable, guess what? I don't care.
And we don't give a damn about you either.
I don't care. I love you.
No, you
but
don't.
I don't care if you're uncomfortable.
We don't give a damn about you.
Conviction is uncomfortable. It's supposed to be. The convicting power of the Holy Spirit is there to make you uncomfortable.
This is called a shellacking and a tongue
in your
lashing.
gossip, in your tail bearing, and your backbiting, and your discord and disunity and dissension.
I think she's preaching.
Now I'm
I
gonna
thought I heard somebody shout.
I'm gonna go back to the quote.
And I'm going to go back to my commentary. And I'm going to leave it right here. If you black folk continue to sit up under that white racist verbiage and garbage every week, you get exactly what you deserve. If you allowed his blonde-haired, blue-eyed, racist, bigoted daughter to spew verbiage into your ears and demand that you stay at their church, and they demand that you give them your money, they demand that you be subservient and loyal to bigotry and racism and segregation, and insult your black churches and your black preachers because we dare to take an unequivocal stand against evangelical white racist bigoted preachers like Rod Parsley, you must be out of your mind, out of your damn mind. I'll tell it the way it should be told. We're not bowing down to you, Rod Parsley, and you're not going to tell us what we can and cannot do. You're not going to tell us how to walk, talk, or think. You're not going to make black people become subservient to you and your way of preaching and your way of teaching. And black folk, you better wake up and you better move en masse. Come out of these white, racist, bigoted churches. That's why there's a thing called the Nation of Islam that will address the bigotry and racism that is spewed out of the mouths of these white, racist, bigoted preachers. I'm Tyrone Bowman. Never surrender. Never quit.